Welcome. Tonight we are going to travel back in time, far back, to a world without comfort, without warmth, without rest. This is a slow story about how Troy fell while everyone slept, a calm ancient history story. This passage depicts the fall of Troy not as a moment of violent destruction, but as one of silence, exhaustion, and false security. After 10 years of war, the city relaxes into boredom and sleep, believing the danger has passed. Through images of stillness, night, and the unmoving wooden horse, the text shows how Troy is defeated not by force, but by complacency and surrender to rest. The sky is a dull orange. The light is fading from the walls. The walls are made of stone. The stone is old. The stone is cold. The soldiers of Troy stand on the walls. They look out at the sea. They look out at the sand. They see the empty camp. The Greek tents are gone. The Greek ships are gone. There is only the wind. There is only the dust. The soldiers are tired. Their legs are heavy. Their shields are heavy. They have been standing for a long time. They have been waiting for 10 years. 10 years of sand. 10 years of salt. 10 years of the same horizon. Now the horizon is empty. Now the sea is quiet. On the beach there is a horse. The horse is made of wood. The wood is pine. The wood is fir. It is a large horse. It is a tall horse. It is very still. It does not move in the wind. It does not move in the light. The wood is dry. The wood is rough. It has the smell of the forest. The people of Troy come out of the gates. They walk slowly. They walk across the sand. Their sandals make a soft sound. Shh, shh. They look at the horse. They do not speak. They are too tired to speak. They are too tired to cheer. They just look at the wood. They touch the wood. It is warm from the sun. It is hard under their hands. Inside the horse it is dark. Inside the horse it is small. There are men inside the wood. They are sitting very still. They are breathing very slowly. The air inside is warm. The air inside is thick. They hear the voices of the Trojans outside. The voices are muffled. The voices are far away. The men in the horse do not move. They do not scratch their skin. They do not shift their weight. They are parts of the wood. They are shadows in the dark. Odysseus is there. He is sitting in the dark. He is thinking of the wood. He is thinking of the silence. He hears the sound of a bird outside. The bird is small. The bird is free. He waits in the dark. The Trojans bring the ropes. The ropes are thick. The ropes are heavy. They tie the ropes to the horse. They pull the horse. The horse moves slowly. The wheels creak. The wood groans. Creak, groan. Creak, groan. The sound is steady. The sound is boring. The horse moves across the sand. It moves toward the city. It moves toward the gate. The sun goes down further. The shadows of the people are long. The shadows of the horse are long. The dust rises from the wheels. The dust is fine. The dust is gray. It settles on the wood. It settles on the ropes. The people pull and pull. They do not hurry. There is no reason to hurry. The war is over. The time is slow. The horse reaches the gate. The gate is made of oak. The gate is reinforced with iron. The horse is too tall. The horse is too wide. The people stop. They look at the gate. They look at the horse. They decide to pull down the wall. They take the stones. 1 stone, 2 stones, 3 stones. The work is slow. The work is steady. The sound of the stones is heavy. Thud, thud, thud. The dust from the wall fills the air. It tastes like old earth. It tastes like history. The people move the stones to the side. They make a path for the horse. The horse enters the city. The horse is in Troy. Inside the horse, the men hear the stones. They hear the thud. They hear the scrape. They feel the horse move. They feel the tilt. They hold their spears. The spears are cold. The spears are sharp, but they do not use them. They only hold them. They are waiting for the night. They are waiting for the sleep. Odysseus closes his eyes. He listens to the heartbeat of the man next to him. Thump, thump, thump. It is a slow heartbeat. It is a tired heartbeat. The air is getting hotter. The air is getting thinner. He breathes in. He breathes out. He thinks of the sea. He thinks of the waves. The waves go in. The waves go out. The city of Troy is quiet now. The sun is gone. The moon is rising. The moon is a thin sliver. The light is silver. The light is cold. The people of Troy are in their houses. They are at their tables. They are eating bread. They are drinking wine. The wine is dark. The wine is heavy. They feel the peace in their bones. They feel the silence in their ears. It is a strange silence. It is a heavy silence. They go to their beds. They lie down on the wool. They lie down on the linen. They close their eyes. They fall into a deep sleep. It is the sleep of 10 years. It is the sleep of safety. The city is still. The streets are empty. The fires are low. The smoke rises in thin lines. The wooden horse stands in the center of the city. It stands in the shadow of the temple. It is a mountain of wood. It is a monument of silence. The wood is cooling in the night air. The sap is hardening. A small mouse runs across the wheel. Its feet make a tiny sound. Scritch, scritch, scritch. The horse does not move. The men inside do not move. They are waiting for the signal. They are waiting for the light from the sea. They are waiting for the ghost of the war to return. Odysseus looks through a small crack in the wood. He sees the stars. The stars are far away. The stars are cold. He sees the temple of Athena. The stone is white in the moonlight. He sees a guard. The guard is sitting against a wall. The guard is asleep. The guard's head is down. The guard's spear is on the ground. Everything is still. Everything is resting. The time passes slowly. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. The moon moves across the sky. The shadows shift. The shadows turn. The wood of the horse cracks quietly in the cold. Pop, pop. It is a small sound. It is a lonely sound. Deep in the night, a light appears on the sea. It is a small flame. It is a steady flame. It is the signal. The Greek ships are coming back. They are moving through the dark water. The oars hit the water. Splash, splash, splash. The sound is muffled by the distance. The ships move like ghosts. They move like shadows. Inside the horse, Odysseus hears the signal. He does not see the light, but he knows it is there. He moves his hand. He touches the arm of the man next to him. It is time. But they do not rush. They move slowly. They move carefully. They find the bolt in the wood. The bolt is made of iron. It is heavy. It is cold. They turn the bolt. The sound is a low grind. Grind, grind, grind. They open the trapdoor. The air from the city rushes in. The air is cool. The air is fresh. It smells of the sea. It smells of the night. The men breathe deeply. They have been in the dark for a long time. They have been in the heat for a long time. One by one they come out. They use a rope. They slide down the rope. Slide, slide, slide. Their feet hit the stone. The stone is hard. The stone is cold. They stand in the shadow of the horse. They are a circle of shadows. They do not speak. They do not move. They look at the city of Troy. The city is beautiful in the moonlight. The houses are square. The roofs are flat. Everything is peaceful. Everything is asleep. They move toward the gates. They walk in the shadows. They walk close to the walls. Their shadows are long. Their shadows are thin. They reach the gates. They kill the guards. The guards do not wake up. The guards move from one sleep to another sleep. It is quiet. It is quick. They open the gates of Troy. The gates turn on their hinges. The hinges are old. The hinges groan, groan, groan. It is a long sound. It is a heavy sound. The wind blows through the open gates. The wind carries the smell of the salt. The Greek army is waiting outside. They have come from the ships. They move into the city. They move like a slow tide. They move like a gray mist. There is no shouting. There is no fire yet. There is only the sound of thousands of feet. Shh, shh, the sound of thousands of shields. Clink, clink, clink. The city of Troy is being filled with the Greeks. The city of Troy is being filled with the past. The soldiers walk through the streets. They pass the houses of the bakers. They pass the houses of the weavers. They pass the houses of the children. They go to the palace. The palace is high on the hill. The palace is made of fine stone. The doors are made of cedar. The soldiers move up the hill. Their breath is steady. Their hearts are steady. They are not excited. They are tired. They have been waiting for 10 years. They want the end. They want the rest. The first fire starts in a small house. The flame is orange. The flame is low. It eats the dry wood. It eats the straw. The smoke is black. The smoke is thick. It rises into the night sky. Then another fire starts, and another. The city begins to glow. The glow is soft. The glow is warm. The light reflects off the stone. The light reflects off the armor. The people of Troy begin to wake up. They think it is the sun. They think the morning has come. But the light is too orange. The light is too flickering. They hear the sound of the Greeks. They hear the sound of the end. The fall of Troy is slow. The fall of Troy is heavy. It is the sound of walls tumbling down. Thud, thud, thud. It is the sound of timber burning. Crackle, crackle, crackle. The smoke fills the temples. The smoke fills the halls. The gold is melting in the heat. The silver is melting in the heat. The statues of the gods look on. Their eyes are made of stone. Their eyes do not move. They are covered in soot. They are covered in ash. Odysseus stands in the center of the palace. He looks at the fire. He looks at the ruin. He feels the weight of the 10 years. He feels the weight of the victory. It is a very heavy victory. It is a very tired victory. The morning begins to break. The sky is a pale blue. The sky is a cold white. The sun rises over the ruins of Troy. The smoke is still rising. The smoke is a gray pillar. The city is silent again, but it is a different silence. It is the silence of the ash. It is the silence of the stone. The Greek ships are being loaded. They are taking the gold. They are taking the silver. They are taking the people. The ships are heavy in the water. They sit low in the sea. The oars begin to move. Splash, splash, splash. The Greeks are going home. They are leaving the fire behind. They are leaving the wood behind. The wooden horse stays in the square. Its wood is charred. Its wood is black. It is a skeleton of pine. It is a skeleton of fir. The wind blows through the empty belly. The wind makes a hollow sound. Woo, woo, woo. The sun shines on the ruins. The sun shines on the sand. The war is over. The city is gone. There is only the time. There is only the silence. One stone falls from a wall. Thud. Then there is quiet. One bird flies over the ash. Then there is quiet. The history is a long sleep. The history is a heavy shadow. The waves move in. The waves move out. The sand remains. The stone remains. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The ships move further away. The speck becomes nothing. The sea is empty again. The sea is blue. The sea is vast. The soldiers on the ships are closing their eyes. They are listening to the rhythm of the oars. They are listening to the rhythm of the sea. They are falling into a deep sleep. They are falling into a long rest. The story of Troy is a story of wood. It is a story of night. It is a story of a long waiting. The wait is over. The dream is done. The wood is cold. The night is gone. Sleep, sleep, sleep. As the sun climbs higher, the ruins of the city grow warm. The heat of the fire remains in the deep stones. The stones hold the warmth like a memory. Far below the walls, the dust settles on the broken pottery. A cup lies in the dirt. It is a simple cup. It is a cup for wine. It is a cup for water. It is cracked in two. The dust fills the crack. The dust is soft. The dust is gray. The cup will stay in the dirt for a long time. It will stay there for 1,000 years. It will stay there until the world forgets the name of the king. The Greek ships are small dots on the horizon now. The men on the decks do not look back. They look forward. They look at the blue. They look at the white foam. The foam is like lace. The foam is like clouds. They feel the salt on their skin. They feel the sun on their backs. Their minds are empty. Their minds are quiet. They breathe. The war was loud. The war was long. But the sea is silent. The sea is constant. They row and they row. The motion is like a cradle. The motion is like a heartbeat. Back in the empty city, a wall leans into another wall. They support each other in the ruin. They are tired of standing. They want to fall. They want to be part of the earth again. A small stream of water flows through the broken gate. It comes from the hills. It is cold. It is clear. It washes away a patch of ash. It reveals a piece of colored tile. The tile is blue. The tile is red. It was part of a floor where people danced. It was part of a floor where people walked. Now the water is the only thing that moves across it. The water is the only thing that remembers the path. The wooden horse is very cold now. The interior is hollow. The interior is dark. A stray piece of linen caught on a nail flutters in the breeze. Snap, snap, snap. It is the only flag left in Troy. It is a white flag. It is a tired flag. The shadows of the horse grow long again as the day moves toward evening. The shadow stretches over the broken stones. It reaches for the gate. It reaches for the sea. The world is a clock made of shadows. A world is a room made of time. Everything is slow. Everything is steady. The clouds move across the sky. They are heavy with rain. The rain will come soon. The rain will wash the soot from the marble. The rain will cool the last of the embers. The cycle of the day is the cycle of the rest. The city is sleeping. The war is sleeping. The wood is sleeping. Odysseus is sleeping on his ship. He dreams of the wooden horse. He dreams of the dark. He dreams of the silence. He is safe. He is tired. He is going home. The sound of the sea is the last sound. It is a heavy sound. It is a boring sound. It goes on and on. It goes on forever. The sand is soft. The night is coming. The light is fading. Close your eyes. Listen to the wood. Listen to the stone. Listen to the sea. Troy is a dream. Troy is a shadow. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The rain begins to fall. It is a light rain. It is a soft rain. It taps on the charred wood of the horse. Tap, tap, tap. It is a steady rhythm. It is a comforting rhythm. The rain smells of the mountains. The rain smells of the sky. It falls on the ruins of the palace. It falls on the ruins of the walls. The earth drinks the rain. The earth is thirsty. The earth is old. The water flows into the cracks of the stone. It flows into the roots of the grass. The grass will grow over the city. The grass will be green. The grass will be soft. 1,000 years is like a single night. 1,000 years is like a deep breath. The city stays under the grass. The horse stays under the earth. The silence stays in the air. The world turns. The stars turn, the moon turns. Everything is at rest, everything is at peace. Odysseus is a ghost. Priam is a ghost. The war is a ghost. There is only the rain. There is only the wind. There is only the sleep. The wood of the horse slowly turns to soil. It becomes the food for the trees. The iron of the bolt turns to rust. It becomes the color of the dirt. The memory of the fire becomes the memory of the sun. The sound of the shouting becomes the sound of the wind. Everything is changing. Everything is staying the same. The slow movement of the earth is the slow movement of the sleep. Close your eyes. Feel the weight of the blankets. The blankets are heavy, like the stone of Troy. The room is quiet, like the belly of the horse. The air is cool, like the night in the city. You are safe. You are still. You are resting. The history is far away. The war is far away. There is only the quiet. There is only the dark. There is only the sleep. The rain continues to fall over the ruins. It is a slow rain. It is a very boring rain. It falls on the black wood of the horse. It falls on the broken stone of the wall. The water gathers in small pools. The pools are dark. The pools are still. The water does not hurry. It sits in the hollows of the rocks. It waits for the wind. It waits for the sun. The earth beneath the city is soaking up the moisture. The earth is deep. The earth is heavy. It has seen the rise of the towers. It has seen the fall of the towers. Now it only feels the dampness. Now it only feels the weight of the silence. Inside the ruins of the lower city, a wooden beam lies across a doorway. The beam was once part of a roof. It was once part of a home. Now it is just wood. The wood is gray. The wood is soft. The rain taps on the beam. Tap, tap, tap. It is a steady sound. It is a rhythmic sound. It is a sound that has no beginning. It is a sound that has no end. The air in the doorway is cool. The air is still. A small spider moves across the wood. It moves slowly. It stops. It waits. It is not in a hurry. The world is very large. The spider is very small. The time is very long. On the hills surrounding the city, the sheep are huddled together. They are covered in thick wool. The wool is heavy with the rain. The wool smells of the wet grass. The sheep do not move. They stand with their heads down. They listen to the rain. They listen to the heartbeat of the earth. The shepherd is in a small hut. The hut is made of stone. The hut is made of mud. He sits on a wooden stool. He watches the fire. The fire is small. The fire is dim. He is not thinking of the war. He is not thinking of the Greeks. He is thinking of the wood. He is thinking of the smoke. The smoke rises to the ceiling. It disappears into the thatch. The Greek ships are further away now. They are moving into the deep water. The deep water is dark blue. The deep water is cold. The rhythm of the rowing continues. Pull, release, pull, release. The oars are made of ash wood. The wood is smooth. The wood is seasoned by the salt. The sailors do not look at the horizon. They look at the back of the man in front of them. They move together. They breathe together. The sound of the oars hitting the water is like a heavy clock. Splash, thud, splash, thud. It is a boring sound. It is a comforting sound. It means they are moving. It means they are going toward the rest. The king is in his cabin. The cabin is small. The walls are made of cedar. The cedar smells of the forest. There is a bronze lamp on the table. The flame is very still. It does not flicker. It does not dance. The king looks at the lamp. He sees the light reflecting in the oil. The oil is yellow. The oil is thick. He thinks of his palace in Mycenae. He thinks of the stone lion at the gate. The lion is old. The lion is silent. He feels the motion of the ship beneath him. It is a slow sway. It is a heavy sway. It is the motion of a cradle on the sea. He closes his eyes. He listens to the wood of the ship. The wood creaks. The wood groans. It is the voice of the tree. It is the voice of the journey. Back in Troy, the night is growing deeper. The fires have all gone out. There is only the ash. The ash is light. The ash is gray. The wind moves the ash across the stone. It moves like a ghost. It moves like a whisper. The wooden horse stands in the center of the emptiness. It is a monument to a plan that is finished. It is a monument to a night that is over. The rain has washed away the soot from its head. The wood shows its grain. The grain is a map of the tree's life. It shows the years of rain. It shows the years of sun. The horse is a collection of years. It is a collection of silence. A piece of bronze armor lies in the street. It is a breastplate. It is cold. It is heavy. The rain hits the bronze. It makes a different sound than the wood. Tink, tink. The metal is turning dark. The metal is turning green. The earth is claiming the metal. The earth is claiming the war. Everything is settling. Everything is finding its place in the dirt. The dust of the walls covers the bronze. The mud of the street covers the bronze. In a few days it will be gone. In a few years it will be deep. The ground is a bed for the history. The ground is a blanket for the iron. The stars are hidden behind the clouds. The world is a room of gray and black. There is no movement in the temples. There is no movement in the market. The empty stalls are still there. The wooden tables are still there. They are wet. They are quiet. A clay jar sits on a shelf in a house with no roof. The jar is empty. The jar is cold. The rain falls into the jar. Drip, drop, drip, drop. It takes a long time to fill the jar. The time is slow. The water is patient. The jar does not move. The shelf does not move. The house waits for the sun to return. Odysseus is on the deck of his ship. He is wrapped in a heavy cloak. The wool is thick. The wool is warm. He looks at the dark water. He sees the foam of the wake. It is white. It is soft. It looks like the wool of the sheep. He thinks of the wooden horse. He thinks of the men in the dark. He remembers the sound of their breathing. He remembers the heat of their skin. It feels like a dream now. It feels like a story told by someone else. The reality is the wind. The reality is the salt. The reality is the wood under his feet. He feels the ship rise. He feels the ship fall. The sea is a giant lung. The sea is breathing. The time passes in the dark. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. The ships move across the world. The world is a sea of shadows. The men sleep in the hold. They sleep on the coils of rope. They sleep on the bags of grain. Their dreams are of the sea. Their dreams are of the sky. They are not dreams of stone. They are dreams of the rhythm. The rhythm is the oars. The rhythm is the waves. The rhythm is the sleep. Everything is constant. Everything is boring. Everything is at peace. In Troy, a stone falls from the high tower. It falls slowly. It hits the ground with a soft thud. The sound does not echo. The sound is swallowed by the rain. The tower is shorter now. The ground is higher now. The city is becoming the hill. The hill is becoming the city. The grass is waiting under the soil. The roots are waiting under the soil. They are ready to grow. They are ready to cover the scars. The earth is a healer. The earth is a sleeper. The wooden horse feels the wind in its hollow ribs. The wind is cool. The wind is soft. It makes a sound like a low flute. Whoo, whoo. It is a sound of emptiness. It is a sound of rest. The horse will not move again. The horse will stay until the wood rots. The horse will stay until the nails rust. It is a patient object. It is a boring object. It is a heavy object. The night is long. The night is quiet. The night is a long history of the wood and the stone. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The Greek ships reach a small island. They do not stop. They pass it by. The island is a shadow in the water. The island has trees. The island has rocks. The waves hit the rocks. Slap, slap, slap. The sound is the same as it was 1,000 years ago. The sound is the same as it will be 1,000 years from now. The ships are a small moment in the life of the sea. The sea is a long story. The sea is a slow story. The men on the ships feel the vastness. They feel the silence. They are part of the blue. They are part of the gray. The rain begins to stop. The clouds begin to move. A single star appears in the sky. The star is small. The star is bright. It looks down at the ruins of Troy. It looks down at the wooden horse. It looks down at the empty sea. The star does not care about the war. The star does not care about the fire. It only shines. It only waits. The world is a quiet place. The world is a still place. The history is a long sleep. The history is a heavy shadow. You are in the shadow. You are in the sleep. You are safe. You are resting. The wood of the ship is warm where the lamp sits. The wood of the horse is cold where the rain fell. The stone of the wall is heavy where it lies in the mud. Everything is settling. Everything is breathing. The story goes on. The story stays the same. The fall of Troy is the start of the quiet. The fall of Troy is the beginning of the rest. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The ships move across the water. The water is the color of lead. The water is the color of ink. The moon is high now. The moon is a pale circle. It casts a thin light over the waves. The waves are small. The waves are repetitive. They rise and they fall. They rise and they fall. The ships move through the light. The ships move through the shadow. The wood of the oars is wet. The wood of the oars is heavy. The sailors feel the pull in their arms. They feel the pull in their shoulders. It is a dull ache. It is a familiar ache. They do not think about the distance. They do not think about the time. They only think about the next stroke. Pull, slide, pull, slide. The Aegean Sea is very wide. The Aegean Sea is very deep. Beneath the ships there is a mile of water. Beneath the ships there is a world of silence. There are no fires there. There are no wars there. There is only the slow movement of the currents. The currents are like cold rivers in the dark. They move the sand on the bottom. They move the shells in the mud. The ships are like tiny leaves on the surface. They are unimportant to the sea. They are temporary. The sea is permanent. The sea is bored of the ships. It has seen the Phoenicians. It has seen the Cretans. It has seen the Greeks. It lets them pass because it does not care. On the deck of the lead ship, the ropes are coiled. The ropes are made of twisted hemp. The hemp is rough. The hemp is dry. The moonlight catches the fibers of the rope. It makes them look silver. It makes them look like spider webs. A soldier sits near the mast. He is leaning against a wooden crate. The crate is full of bronze shields. The shields are stacked one on top of the other. They do not clink. They are packed in straw. The straw is dry. The straw smells of the fields of Greece. The soldier closes his eyes. He breathes in the smell of the straw. He breathes in the smell of the salt. He is not a hero tonight. He is just a man who is very tired. He wants to be a stone. He wants to be a piece of wood. He sinks into the rhythm of the ship. The wind is very light. The sails are not full. They hang from the yards in soft folds. Every now and then, the wind puffs. The fabric sighs. It is a soft sound. It is a long sound. It sounds like someone whispering in another room. The mast creaks in its socket. It is a low groan. It is a wooden conversation. The ship is talking to the sea. The sea is answering with the slap of the water. Slap, ripple, slap, ripple. The sound goes on for miles. The sound goes on for hours. In the belly of the ships, the horses of the cavalry are standing. They are tied in narrow stalls. The stalls are made of thick beams. The horses are quiet. They are leaning their weight against the wood. They feel the tilt of the floor. They feel the vibration of the oars. Their eyes are dark. Their breath is warm. It smells of hay and oats. They are waiting for the land. They are waiting for the grass. They move their ears when the ship creaks. Then they are still again. They are experts at waiting. They have waited for 10 years outside the walls. They can wait for another week on the water. The stars move slowly across the sky. The Great Bear turns. The Archer turns. They are the same stars that look down on Troy. They are the same stars that will look down on the ruins tomorrow. The sky is a vast clock with no hands. The sky is a book with no words. Odysseus looks at the stars. He knows their names. He knows their positions. But tonight he does not use them for navigation. He just watches them. He watches them because they do not change. He watches them because they are silent. He feels the cold air on his hands. He feels the dampness of the night in his hair. He is a part of the night. He is a part of the slow motion. The fleet is a line of shadows. Each ship follows the light of the one before it. The light is a small torch in a bronze bucket. The flame is low. The flame is blue. It leaves a tiny trail of smoke. The smoke disappears into the dark. There is no caulking between the ships. There is no shouting. The distance is too great. The night is too heavy. They are a funeral procession for a city. They are a ghost fleet returning to a memory. Back in Troy, the ruins are cooling further. The rain has stopped. The air is very clear. The moon shines on the inner citadel. It shines on the broken altar. The altar is made of gray stone. The stone is stained with ash. A small lizard crawls out from a crack. It sits on the cold stone. It feels the moonlight. It is the only thing awake in the palace of Priam. It does not know it is in a palace. It only knows it is on a rock. The rock is silent. The rock is still. The lizard waits for the sun. The lizard waits for the heat. The wooden horse is a skeleton now. Its ribs are dark against the sky. The shadow of the horse is a long black shape on the ground. It looks like a real horse that has fallen asleep. It looks like a mountain that has been built by hand. The wood is cracking as the moisture leaves it. Pop, snap. These are the only sounds in the square. The sounds are sharp. The sounds are lonely. The wind blows through the mouth of the horse. It makes a hollow sound. It makes a boring sound. The ships pass a headland. The rocks are high. The rocks are black. The white foam at the base of the rocks is the only movement. The ships stay far away. They stay in the deep water. They stay in the safe water. The pilot stands at the back of the ship. He holds the steering oar. The oar is long. The oar is heavy. He feels the push of the sea against the wood. He moves his hands an inch to the left. He moves his hands an inch to the right. He has been doing this for many years. His hands are hard. His eyes are tired. He looks at the dark line where the sea meets the sky. He looks for the dawn. But the dawn is far away. The night is still young. The rowing continues. Pull, slide. The water ripples along the side of the hull. It sounds like sand falling through a glass. It sounds like a soft broom on a stone floor. The men are sleeping in their seats. They row in their sleep. Their bodies know the rhythm. Their bodies know the weight. They are machines of bone and muscle. They are machines of wood and salt. The history is moving at the speed of an oar. The history is moving at the speed of a wave. Everything is slow. Everything is boring. Everything is quiet. The sea is a cradle. The ship is a bed. The night is a blanket. You are drifting with the fleet. You are moving with the tide. You are safe in the dark. You are resting in the wood. Sleep. 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 The sky is beginning to turn from black to a very dark gray. It is a slow change. It is a subtle change. The stars are still there, but they are getting faint. They are getting blurry. The air is at its coldest. The air is at its heaviest. This is the time before the dawn. This is the time when the world feels very old. The soldiers on the ships do not move. They are wrapped in their cloaks. The wool is damp with the mist. The wool is heavy with the night. They breathe in the cold air. They breathe out the warm air. The mist rises from the surface of the sea. It is a thin mist. It is a white mist. It hides the water. It hides the hull of the next ship. The sound of the oars is the only thing that breaks the silence. Splash, thud, splash, thud. The wood is wet. The wood is cold. The sailors' hands are stiff. Their fingers are locked around the ash wood. They do not feel their fingers anymore. They only feel the rhythm. They only feel the resistance of the water. The sea is very flat. The sea is like a sheet of hammered silver. There are no waves. There are only the ripples from the oars. The ripples spread out. They move away. They disappear into the gray. In the middle of the sea, there is no sense of distance. There is no sense of progress. The ship feels like it is standing still. It feels like the water is moving underneath it. Odysseus stands at the prow. He looks at the mist. He looks at the gray light. He thinks of the wood of the horse. He thinks of the wood of the ships. It is all the same wood. It is all the same forest. He thinks of the trees in Ithaca. He thinks of the olive trees. The leaves are silver. The trunks are twisted. They are waiting for him. They have been waiting for 10 years. They grow slowly. They do not hurry. They are part of the earth. He wants to be part of the earth. He wants to stop moving. He wants to be still. Back in Troy, the first light is touching the top of the ruins. The light is cold and blue. It touches the charred ribs of the wooden horse. The horse looks different in the morning. It looks like a skeleton. It looks like a cage. The shadows are long and thin. They stretch across the ash. They stretch across the broken stones. A bird lands on the head of the horse. It is a small bird. It is a gray bird. It looks at the city. It looks at the silence. It chirps once. The sound is small. The sound is lonely. Then it flies away. The horse does not move. The wood does not move. The sun is hidden behind the horizon, but its light is growing. The gray is turning to a pale yellow. The yellow is turning to a dull gold. On the ships, the torches in the buckets have gone out. There is only a little bit of smoke. There is only a little bit of ash. The soldiers begin to open their eyes. They do not speak. They do not stretch. They just sit. They look at the water. They look at the mist. They are thinking of their homes. They are thinking of the bread. The bread will be warm. The bread will be soft. They have lived on hard grain for a long time. They have lived on salt meat for a long time. The morning is a slow arrival. It is not a sudden event. It is a gradual thickening of the light. The ships look more solid now. You can see the grain of the wood. You can see the repairs in the hulls. You can see the patches in the sails. The ships are old. The ships are tired. They have been through the storms. They have been through the sun. The leather of the rigging is cracked. The ropes are frayed. Everything has been used for 10 years. Everything is ready for the end. Everything is ready for the rest. The oars continue to move. Pull, slide, pull, slide. The water is clearer now. You can see the bubbles from the oars. You can see the fish deep below. The fish move slowly. The fish move in silence. They are part of the deep. They are part of the cold. The world is waking up, but it is still quiet. It is a quiet world. It is a boring world. The history is a series of mornings. The history is a series of oars hitting the water. Odysseus watches the sun break the line of the sea. The sun is a bright sliver. The sun is a golden eye. It hits the water. It makes a path of gold. The path leads toward the west. The path leads toward home. He feels the warmth on his face. It is a very weak warmth. It is a very gentle warmth. He thinks of the fire in Troy. The fire was hot. The fire was loud. This sun is different. This sun is quiet. This sun is patient. He watches the light move across the deck. It moves over the ropes. It moves over the shields. It moves over the sleeping men. Everything is slow. Everything is steady. The sea is a vast room. The ship is a small chair. The day is a long hallway. You are moving through the light. You are moving through the gold. You are safe in the morning. You are resting in the movement. Sleep. In Troy, the sun is shining on the ruins. The smoke has almost stopped. The city is a map of gray lines. The wooden horse is the only thing that still has a shape. It is a shadow on the hill. It is a memory in the sun. The stones are getting warm. The ash is getting dry. The history is settling into the dirt. The history is becoming the ground. It is a very long story. It is a very boring story. It goes on and on. It goes on forever. The sun moves higher in the sky. The sky is no longer gray. The sky is a flat and faded blue. The air is becoming warm. The air is becoming heavy. On the ships, the mist has disappeared. The water is clear. The water is bright. The light reflects off the surface of the sea. It is a steady glare. It is a boring glare. The soldiers squint their eyes. They pull their cloaks over their heads to find the shade. The shade is small. The shade is thin. The wood of the deck is becoming hot. The wood is dry. The wood smells of old pitch and salt. The rhythm of the oars does not change. Pull, slide, pull, slide. The sound is a constant hum. It is the heartbeat of the fleet. The sailors are sweating now. The sweat runs down their backs. The sweat is salty. The sweat is warm. They do not speak. They do not complain. They are used to the heat. They are used to the monotony. They are parts of the machine. They are parts of the wood. Every few hours, a man brings a wooden bucket of water. He moves slowly along the benches. He uses a small dipper made of clay. Each sailor takes a drink. The water is lukewarm. The water tastes of the wooden barrel. It is not refreshing. It is just necessary. It is a small routine in a long day. The sea is very wide today. There are no islands in sight. There are no birds in the sky. There is only the blue above and the blue below. The horizon is a straight line. The horizon is a perfect circle. The ships are in the center of the circle. They have been in the center for hours. It feels like they are not moving at all. It feels like the oars are just stirring the same water. But the sun moves. The shadows on the deck move. The shadow of the mast moves from the left to the right. It is a slow clock. It is a shadow clock. Inside the hull, the air is thick and dark. The smell of the horses is stronger in the heat. The horses stand very still. They do not toss their heads. They do not stamp their hooves. They are conserving their strength. They are leaning into the rhythm of the ship. A groom moves through the hold. He checks the ropes. He checks the water troughs. He speaks to the horses in a low voice. The voice is a murmur. The voice is a drone. It is a boring sound. It is a comforting sound. The horses listen. They blink their large eyes. They breathe in the dusty air. They wait for the evening. They wait for the cool. Odysseus is sitting on a wooden bench. He is carving a piece of wood with a small knife. The wood is olive. The wood is hard. He is not making anything important. He is just making the wood smooth. He is just passing the time. He watches the shavings fall to the deck. The shavings are curled, the shavings are light. They are the color of cream. He feels the knife move through the grain. He feels the resistance of the wood. It is a repetitive task. It is a mindless task. It helps him forget the war. It helps him forget the fire. There is only the wood. The sun reaches its highest point. This is the time of the great stillness. Even the wind seems to stop. The sails are completely flat. They are white sheets against the blue. The only movement is the oars. The sound of the water is soft. It is a rhythmic gurgle. It is a repetitive splash. The world is a heavy room. The world is a quiet hall. The history is a long afternoon. The history is a slow sun. In Troy, the ruins are baking in the heat. The stones are hot to the touch. The ash is very dry. The wooden horse is a dark shape in the glare. The wood is expanding in the sun. It makes small creaking sounds. It sounds like the horse is breathing. It sounds like the horse is settling into the earth. The city is a place of ghosts and heat. The city is a place of silence and dust. A piece of fabric caught in a doorway does not move. The air is too heavy for the fabric. The time is too heavy for the city. On the ships, the soldiers are drifting in and out of sleep. They are leaning against the rails. They are leaning against each other. Their minds are like the sea. Their minds are flat and empty. They are not thinking of the future. They are not thinking of the past. They are only thinking of the shade. They are only thinking of the next dipper of water. The motion of the ship is a slow rocking. It is a boring rocking. It is a steady rocking. Everything is slow. Everything is boring. Everything is quiet. You are in the middle of the sea. You are in the middle of the afternoon. You are safe in the heat. You are resting in the rhythm. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The shadows begin to grow long again. The sun is starting its slow descent. The path of light on the water is changing. The gold is becoming deeper. The gold is becoming orange. The air is still warm, but the edge of the heat is gone. The sailors feel the change. They do not move faster. They do not talk. They just continue the stroke. Pull, slide, pull, slide. The world is a long journey. The world is a slow boat. The history is a series of shadows. The sun begins its slow descent toward the edge of the water. The sky turns from a flat blue to a pale orange. The air is starting to lose its weight. The heat is pulling away from the wood of the ships. The soldiers on the deck feel the change in the light. They feel the change in the wind. The wind is cool now. The wind is light. It smells of the salt and the coming dark. The shadows of the oars are long on the surface of the sea. They look like thin fingers reaching for the west. They look like long lines of ink on a blue page. The rhythm remains the same. Pull, slide. Pull, slide. The sailors do not look at the sun. They do not look at the horizon. They only see the rhythmic movement of the wood. They only hear the repetitive splash of the water. Everything is slow. Everything is steady. The approach of the second night is a gradual fading. It is a quiet folding of the day. Odysseus stands at the back of the ship. He looks at the wake behind him. The wake is a white line. The wake is a path of foam. It disappears into the distance. It disappears into the history of the afternoon. He thinks of the city of Troy. He thinks of the silence of the ruins. The city is very far away now. The city is a memory of smoke. He is moving further into the sea. He is moving deeper into the journey. He feels the coolness of the air on his skin. He feels the dampness of the mist in his lungs. He is a man who is ready for the night. He is a man who is ready for the rest. The sailors prepare for the dark. They do not use many words. They move with a quiet efficiency. They check the ropes. They check the buckets of water. They bring out the evening meal. The meal is hard bread. The meal is dried figs. They eat slowly. They chew the bread for a long time. It is a boring task. It is a repetitive task. The bread is dry. The bread is salty. It tastes of the journey. It tastes of the effort. They drink a small amount of wine. The wine is watered down. It is the only color in a world that is turning gray. It is the only warmth in a world that is turning cold. The first star appears in the east. It is a single point of light. It is a small spark in the blue. Then another star appears, and another. The sky is becoming a map again. The sky is becoming a ceiling of light. The ships are small shadows in the vastness. They are tiny dots in the silence. The torches are lit in the bronze buckets. The flames are small. The flames are blue. They do not light up the sea. They only light up the faces of the men. The faces are tired. The faces are lined with salt. The eyes are dark. The eyes are looking for the sleep. Inside the wooden horse in Troy, the darkness is absolute. The wood is cooling in the night air. The city is a skeleton of stone and ash. There is no one to see the moon rise over the ruins. There is no one to hear the wind blow through the empty streets. The silence is a heavy blanket. The silence is a deep pool. The history is settling into the ground. The history is becoming the dirt. The horse is a part of the hill. The horse is a part of the silence. It is a boring object. It is a still object. It is a mountain of wood that has no voice. The night on the sea is very quiet. The sound of the oars is muffled by the dark. Splash, thud, splash, thud. It is a sound that goes on forever. It is a sound that has no meaning. The men row in their sleep. They row in their dreams. Their bodies move like the tides. Their bodies move like the stars. They are not thinking of the war. They are not thinking of the gold. They are only thinking of the rhythm. They are only thinking of the next breath. The sea is a cradle. The ship is a bed. The dark is a blanket. Odysseus sits by the mast. He listens to the creak of the wood. He listens to the sigh of the sail. The ship is a living thing of cedar and pine. The ship is a tired thing of rope and leather. It has been to the edge of the world. It has been through the fire. Now it is just moving through the dark. It is just finding its way home. He leans his head against the mast. He closes his eyes. He feels the vibration of the oars in his spine. He feels the tilt of the sea in his heart. He is sinking into the night. He is falling into the peace. Everything is slow. Everything is boring. Everything is quiet. The world is a long journey. The world is a slow boat. The night is a long history of the water and the wood. You are in the middle of the sea. You are in the middle of the night. You are safe in the dark. You are resting in the movement. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The moon is a silver coin in the sky. It casts a path of light across the water. The ships move along the path. They are a line of shadows. They are a line of ghosts. The water ripples along the hull. It sounds like a soft broom on a stone floor. It sounds like sand falling through a glass. It is a comforting sound. It is a boring sound. It tells you that the time is passing. It tells you that the world is turning. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. The night is a long hallway. The night is a deep room. In the hold of the ship, the horses are sleeping. They are leaning against the wooden beams. Their eyes are closed. Their breath is steady. They dream of the green fields. They dream of the running water. They are far away from the sand of Troy. They are far away from the sound of the trumpets. They are in the quiet of the sea. They are in the rest of the wood. The smell of hay is a soft memory. The smell of oats is a quiet thought. They are at peace. They are still. The stars move slowly across the sky. The great bear turns. The archer turns. They are the same stars that look down on the forest. They are the same stars that look down on the sea. They do not change. They do not hurry. They are part of the distance. They are part of the silence. The world is a quiet place. The history is a long sleep. The history is a heavy shadow. You are in the shadow. You are in the sleep. You are safe. You are resting. The middle of the night has arrived. The air is very cold. The air is very thin. On the ships, the world has become a small circle of wood and a vast ceiling of stars. The soldiers are no longer looking for the land. They are no longer looking for the dawn. They are only existing in the center of the dark. The wood of the ships is damp with the night dew. The dew is cold. The dew is silent. It settles on the bronze shields. It settles on the woolen cloaks. It settles on the hard grain of the oars. Everything is wet. Everything is quiet. The only movement is the slow rise and fall of the hulls. The sea is a long, heavy breath. The ships are the heartbeat of that breath. Odysseus is sitting on the deck. He is wrapped in a thick blanket of sheep's wool. The wool is heavy. The wool is warm. He looks at the other ships in the fleet. They are faint shadows. They are gray ghosts on a black mirror. Occasionally, a small spark from a torch falls into the water. It disappears instantly. He feels the solitude of the fleet. He feels the shared silence of 1,000 men. They are all together, but they are all alone. They are all trapped in the same night. They are all waiting for the same sun. The solitude is not lonely. The solitude is a rest. It is a relief from the noise of the 10 years. It is a relief from the shouting and the clatter. Inside the ruins of Troy, the stone walls are losing the last of their warmth. The stones are turning to the temperature of the night. The wooden horse stands in the center of the square. It is a hollow mountain. It is a dark tower. The wind moves through the gaps in the planks. It makes a low, boring sound. It sounds like a sigh. It sounds like a long, tired word. There is no one to hear the sound. There is no one to watch the shadows. The history of the city has become a history of the wind. The history of the city has become a history of the silence. The horse is a part of the dark. The horse is a part of the rest. On the sea, the sailors are moving their oars with a mechanical rhythm. Pull, slide, pull, slide. They do not think about the wood. They do not think about the salt. Their minds are drifting in a gray space. They are thinking of the weight of a stone. They are thinking of the texture of a leaf. They are thinking of the sound of a small stream. The memories are slow. The memories are repetitive. They are boring memories. They are comforting memories. They are the thoughts of men who have forgotten the war. They are the thoughts of men who are becoming the silence. The wood of the oar feels like an extension of their arms. The water feels like an extension of their blood. The stars are the only map. The stars are the only clock. The great bear moves an inch to the west. The archer moves an inch to the north. The movement is so slow, it cannot be seen. It can only be felt. The sky is a heavy dome of blue and silver. It is a vast room with 1,000 lamps. The lamps do not flicker. The lamps do not fade. They just stay. They just watch. Odysseus looks at the North Star. It is steady. It is honest. It is a boring point of light. It is a reliable point of light. He rests his head against the wooden rail. He feels the cold of the wood on his temple. He feels the pulse of the ship in his neck. In the hold of the ships, the grain is shifting in the sacks. The grain is dry. The grain is dusty. It makes a soft, sliding sound as the ship tilts. Shh, shh. It is the sound of the harvest. It is the sound of the field. The horses in the stalls hear the sound. They know the sound of the grain. They close their eyes. They lean into the wood. The wood is their world. The dark is their world. They are safe in the belly of the ship. They are resting in the hollow of the journey. The smell of the cedar and the smell of the hay are mixed together. It is a sleepy smell. The night is a long hallway with no doors. The night is a deep well with no bottom. The ships are moving through the center of the time. 1 hour passes. 2 hours pass. The rhythm does not break. The rhythm does not change. The sound of the water is a constant murmur. It is a repetitive whisper. It says the same thing over and over. It says the word for peace. It says the word for sleep. The wood of the hull answers with a low groan. The leather of the rigging answers with a soft snap. It is a conversation of objects. It is a dialogue of the still things. Odysseus feels the weight of his own eyelids. They are heavy like the bronze. They are thick like the wool. He does not fight the sleep. He lets the sleep come. He lets the sleep cover his thoughts. He is no longer the man of many ways. He is no longer the man of many tricks. He is just a shadow on a wooden deck. He is just a breath in the night air. He sinks into the mattress of the rhythm. He sinks into the pillow of the dark. Everything is slow. Everything is boring. Everything is quiet. The world is a long journey. The world is a slow boat. The sky begins to change again. It is a very slow change. It is a very boring change. The blackness of the middle night is turning into a deep, heavy blue. This is not the blue of the day. This is the blue of the deep water. It is a cold color. It is a quiet color. The stars are still present, but they are losing their sharp edges. They are becoming soft. They are becoming faint. The horizon is not a line yet. It is only a suggestion. It is only a feeling of where the sea ends and the sky begins. The sailors do not look up. They do not change their pace. They continue the long, repetitive motion of the oars. Pull, slide, slide. The air is at its coldest now. The moisture in the air is turning into a thick, gray mist. The mist sits low on the water. It wraps around the hulls of the ships. It dampens the wood. It dampens the hair of the men. The ships look like they are floating in a cloud. They look like they are moving through a dream. There is no sound from the other ships. The mist swallows the noise. It swallows the light. Each ship is in its own small world of gray. Each man is in his own small world of breath. The history of the world is hidden in the fog. The future of the world is hidden in the fog. There is only the damp wood. There is only the cold handle of the oar. Odysseus looks at his hands. In the growing light, they are the color of ash. They are the color of the stones of Troy. He moves his fingers slowly. They are stiff. They are tired. He feels the texture of the skin. It is rough from the salt. It is hard from the ropes. He thinks of the wooden horse back in the city. He thinks of how the wood must be wet with this same mist. He thinks of how the hollow belly of the horse must be filled with this same gray light. The horse is a ghost now. The city is a ghost now. He is a ghost moving toward a home he has not seen in 10 years. The motion is so slow, it feels like standing still. The time is so long, it feels like it has stopped. The light continues to grow. It is a pale, neutral light. It does not have the warmth of the sun. It is a boring light. It shows the cracks in the deck. It shows the frayed edges of the sails. The ships are very old. They have been on the beach for a decade. The wood is dry under the salt. The leather is brittle. Everything is reaching its limit. Everything is ready to be finished. The soldiers look at each other in the gray light. They see the gray in each other's beards. They see the lines in each other's faces. They are not the same men who left Greece. They are different men. They are tired men. They are men made of shadows and waiting. In the hold, the horses sense the morning. They do not neigh. They do not move. They only shift their weight from one leg to the other. The sound of their hooves on the wood is a dull thud, thud, thud. It is a heavy sound. The groom is asleep against a sack of grain. His breathing is a low drone. It matches the rhythm of the oars. Everything in the ship is moving together. Everything in the ship is breathing together. The ship is a giant wooden animal swimming through the mist. It is a patient animal. It is a boring animal. The sea is perfectly flat. The mist makes the water look like milk. There are no waves to break the surface. There are only the circles made by the oars. The circles spread out slowly. They lose their shape. They disappear into the gray. The world is a room with no walls. The world is a house with no roof. The history is a series of gray mornings. The history is a long line of oars hitting the water. Splash, slide, splash, slide. The sound is a weight. The sound is a blanket. It pushes you down into the rest. It pulls you down into the quiet. Odysseus watches the horizon. A thin line of silver is appearing. It is a sharp line. It is the beginning of the second day. But the day does not bring excitement. The day only brings more water. The day only brings more rowing. He feels the weight of the journey in his bones. He feels the length of the sea in his mind. He is not in a hurry. He has forgotten how to hurry. He only knows how to wait. He only knows how to move with the wood. He sits on the bench. He wraps his cloak tighter. He watches the silver line turn to a pale yellow. Everything is slow. Everything is boring. Everything is quiet. The world is a long journey. The world is a slow boat. The light is a long history of the sky and the salt. You are in the light. You are in the mist. You are safe in the gray. You are resting in the movement. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The ruins of Troy are now completely cold. The sun is rising over the mounds of ash. The wooden horse is a dark silhouette against the morning sky. It is a lonely shape. It is a heavy shape. They hop among the stones. They look for seeds among the soot. The city is becoming a field. The city is becoming a hill. The story of the horse is a closed book. The story of the fire is a cold hearth. There is only the sun on the stone. There is only the wind on the wood. The second full day on the water is a day of heavy air and unchanging views. The sun climbs the sky with a slow and deliberate motion. It is a very boring sun. It does not bring news. It does not bring change. It only brings a steady, flat light that makes the eyes feel thick. The soldiers on the ships are no longer talking. The silence has become a physical thing. It is a weight that sits on their shoulders. It is a layer of dust on their skin. They sit on the wooden benches, and they look at the backs of their hands. They look at the grain of the wood. They look at the way the salt has dried in white patterns on the dark timber of the hull. Everything is a pattern. Everything is a repetition. The rhythm of the oars has become the only reality. Pull, slide, pull, slide. It is no longer an effort. It is a state of being. The sailors do not feel the handles of the oars anymore. The wood has become part of their palms. The water has become part of their motion. They are suspended between the world they destroyed and the world they hope to find. They are in the middle of a blue nowhere. They are in a gap in time. The ships move forward, but the horizon stays exactly the same. It is a perfect circle of blue meeting blue. It is a monotonous boundary. It is a boring limit. Odysseus sits in the shade of the small sail. He is watching a single drop of water on the railing. The drop is clear. The drop is round. It catches the sun and turns it into a tiny spark. He watches the drop for a long time. He waits for it to evaporate. He waits for it to vanish. The time it takes for the drop to disappear is the same as the time it takes for a thought to form. His thoughts are very slow today. They are very heavy. He thinks about the weight of a stone in a wall. He thinks about the way the grass feels under a bare foot. He is not a king. He is not a captain. He is just a witness to the sun. He is just a listener to the sea. In the hold, the horses have entered a deep state of stillness. They are no longer restless. They are no longer waiting. They have accepted the motion of the ship as the new law of the world. They stand with their eyes half closed. Their ears are relaxed. The smell of the ship is all they know. The smell of old wood, dry hay, and the deep damp scent of the bilge. It is a sleepy smell. It is a comforting smell. The groom is sitting on a pile of ropes. He is weaving a small basket out of straw. His fingers move slowly. His fingers move steadily. Over and under. Over and under. It is a task that has no end. It is a task that has no hurry. The basket is a small container for the silence of the afternoon. The heat of the midday is a thick blanket. The water is so still it looks like glass. The ships do not seem to cut through it. They seem to slide over it. There is no white foam at the bow. There is only a small ripple that spreads out like a sigh. The sound of the oars hitting the water is muffled by the heat. It is a soft, wet sound. Slap, thud, slap, thud. It is the sound of a heart beating in a dream. It is the sound of time being measured by a wooden stick. The soldiers breathe the warm air. They breathe the salt. They are becoming the ship. They are becoming the journey. Back in Troy, the ruins are silent under the same sun. The wooden horse is a dark, charred monument. It does not move. It does not change. A small lizard runs across the wooden flank. Its feet make no sound. It finds a patch of shade, and it stops. It waits. The city is a place where nothing happens anymore. The history has finished its work there. The stone is just stone. The ash is just ash. The horse is just wood. The boredom of the ruins is a peaceful boredom. It is the rest that comes after the fire. It is the quiet that comes after the scream. The wind blows a handful of dust from the palace stairs. The dust falls into the street. It is a very small event. It is a very slow event. On the ships, the afternoon stretches out like a long, thin wire. It goes on and on. It does not break. The soldiers watch the shadows of the masts. The shadows are moving toward the east. They are getting longer. They are getting thinner. The light is turning a deep, rich gold. It is the color of honey. It is the color of old oil. The water reflects the gold. The ships are moving through a sea of liquid metal. It is a beautiful sight, but it is a boring sight. It stays the same for hours. It stays the same until the eyes grow tired of the shine. Odysseus feels the ship lean slightly to the left. A small current is moving them. He does not correct it. He lets the sea decide. He lets the water lead. He is a passenger of the tide. He is a servant of the swell. He feels a deep sense of peace in his chest. It is a heavy peace. It is a sleepy peace. He is no longer fighting. He is no longer planning. He is just being moved. He is just being carried. He is a leaf on the water. He is a shadow on the deck. Everything is slow. Everything is boring. Everything is quiet. The world is a long journey. The world is a slow boat. The history is a series of afternoons. The history is a long line of gold on the water. You are in the gold. You are in the afternoon. You are safe in the heat. You are resting in the movement. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The sun begins to touch the horizon. It is a large orange disk. It is a heavy, glowing weight. It sinks slowly into the blue. It does not make a sound. It does not make a splash. It just disappears, inch by inch. The world is getting darker. The world is getting cooler. The second day is ending. The third night is beginning. The cycle continues. The rhythm remains. Pull, slide, pull, slide. The third night arrives with a quiet finality. The sun has vanished beneath the rim of the world. The orange glow has faded into a deep violet. The violet has faded into a thick, velvet black. The air is perfectly still. The sea has become a dark mirror. It reflects nothing but the stars. On the ships, the torches are low. The flames are tiny blue seeds in the darkness. The soldiers are no longer looking back toward the coast of Asia. They are no longer looking forward toward the hills of Greece. They are only looking at the dark. They are only listening to the wood. The rhythm of the oars has become a part of the silence. Pull, slide, pull, slide. It is a sound that does not break the peace. It is a sound that reinforces the peace. The wood is cool. The handles are smooth. The sailors are rowing with their eyes closed. They do not need to see. Their bodies know the distance. Their muscles know the timing. They are moving through the center of a dream. They are drifting through the heart of the time. The water against the hull is a soft, repetitive whisper. It tells the story of the deep. It tells the story of the quiet. It is a very long story. It is a very boring story. It has no climax. It has no end. Odysseus is lying on the deck now. He is wrapped in his heavy cloak. He is looking straight up at the stars. He sees the belt of Orion. He sees the cluster of the Pleiades. They are small, bright sparks in the infinite cold. He feels how small the ship is. He feels how small the war was. 10 years of shouting, 10 years of fire. It is all smaller than a single star. It is all quieter than a single wave. He feels the tension leaving his jaw. He feels the tension leaving his hands. He is just a breathing thing in a dark world. He is just a resting thing on a moving sea. The wood of the deck is hard under his back. It is a solid, honest hardness. It is the hardness of the earth. In the hold, the horses are standing in a deep collective sleep. Their heads are low. Their eyes are shut. The smell of the ship has become their only home. They no longer remember the fields of Troy. They no longer remember the sound of the wheels. They only know the slow tilt. They only know the wooden smell. The groom is curled up in the corner. His head is resting on a coil of rope. The rope is rough. The rope is prickly. But he does not feel it. He is in the deep rest. He is in the heavy dark. The ship carries them all. The ship is a wooden mother. The ship is a floating cradle. In the city of Troy, the ruins have become part of the night. The wooden horse is no longer a horse. It is just a shape of shadow. It is just a mound of timber. The moon shines on the empty sockets of the windows. It shines on the broken steps of the palace. There is no one to walk on the steps. There is no one to look out the windows. The silence of the city is absolute. It is a perfect silence. It is a boring silence. The history has moved away. The history has gone to sea. There is only the wind. There is only the dust. The horse waits for the years to turn it into earth. The stone waits for the rain to turn it into sand. On the sea, the fleet is a line of slow shadows. They move with the patience of the tide. They move with the gravity of the moon. 1 hour passes. 2 hours pass. The time is a thick liquid. The time is a heavy fog. You are on the ship. You are in the dark. You feel the cool air on your face. You feel the slow motion in your bones. The world is a quiet room. The world is a safe bed. The history is a long sleep. The history is a heavy shadow. You are the shadow. You are the sleep. Everything is slow. Everything is boring. Everything is quiet. The journey is the rest. The movement is the peace. The oars are the heartbeat. The water is the breath. Odysseus is sleeping. The sailors are sleeping. The horses are sleeping. The wood is sleeping. The war is a closed book. The fire is a cold ash. There is only the night. There is only the stars. There is only the sleep. The long night is finally still. The ships are no longer moving across a map of war. They are moving across a map of rest. The city of Troy has become a quiet mound of earth and memory. The wooden horse is no longer a machine of bone and shadow. It is a part of the soil. It is a part of the rain. The history has finished its loud work. The names of the kings and the names of the warriors are sinking into the deep water of the past. They are becoming the silence. They are becoming the dark. The wood of the ships continues to creak, but the sound is a lullaby. The oars hit the water, but the sound is a heartbeat. Odysseus is not a traveler anymore. He is a sleeper. The sailors are not soldiers anymore. They are shadows in a quiet room. The world is a vast, boring, and beautiful place where time has slowed to the pace of a single wave. The air is cool. The blankets are heavy. The dark is a kind and steady friend. Everything has settled. Everything is safe. The story of the wood and the stone is done. The fire is cold. The sea is calm. The rest is absolute. There is no more distance. There is no more waiting. There is only the deep, unending quiet.